30 journalists representing media houses operating from the capital Mogadishu have participated in a 2-day training workshop that sought to improve their reporting on climate change issues in the country. During the training, the journalists listened to presentations that addressed the main themes of the climate change policy regime: adaptation, mitigation, finance and technology, and heard from fellow media practitioners on how to remain current and accurate in the face of a dynamic subject with limited resources. Journalists were encouraged to write their stories from a human point of view, giving a face to the impacts of climate change that can already be observed in the communities all over Somalia, already suffering the consequences of climate change. The training, facilitated by Somali Media Houses Association SIMHA, was graced by government representatives led by the Minister for Information, Culture and Tourism. Media specialists and climate scientists presented journalists with an overview of the state of climate science and explored journalists' various roles in reporting on climate issues in different contexts.
waqti adag ee Soomaaliya kaga jirto dhinacaas waa laba issue aad u xiriirsan oo walays badan ku haya dalkeena dhinaca bini aadan marka laga hadlayo Soomaaliya waxay qarka u saaran tahay sida la
The chairperson of the Somali Independent Media Houses Association, SIMHA, Hassan Ali Gesey, said the program provides journalists with increased understanding of an ability to cover climate issues. Mr. Hassan Gesey said equipping the journalists to cover climate more effectively will lead to enhanced capacity of the media to interpret and report to climate change and humanitarian reporting to better inform the public and policy makers.
Somalia waxay qarka u saaran tahay sida la sheegay hadda in macluul aado inkastoo dawladda federaalka ee dadaal badan wado sidii loo badbaadin lahaa kumanaanka Soomaalida ay
Somalia is at the moment facing the adverse effects of climate change. Somalia is at the brink of famine, although the government is trying to mitigate. This training is tailored to equip the journalists with skills that will help them cover climate-related stories. SIMHA has identified a gap in the media coverage of climate and humanitarian affairs.
The Minister for Information, Culture and Tourism, Daoud Awais, said the training was significant in increasing the capacity of Somali journalists to comprehend and report on climate change. He said this will foster greater and improved climate-related coverage and awareness even in our communities.
dadka haddii aysan haynin xog ku saabsan dhibaatada laga hadlayo waxa laga yaabaa inay u arkaan waxyaabo caadi ah waana inta badan dhibaatada meesha ugu weyn ka timaado waxa waa xog la'aan iyo wariyaashu inta badan xooga saara oo kaliya.
When people don't have information about the problem, it's likely for them to assume it's a normal occurrence. Most journalists covered politics and security, leaving no room for other critical areas for the society.
Somalia is witnessing one of the worst droughts in recent history. More than 1 million people have already been displaced by drought, according to the United Nations. The United Nations said more than 7.7 million Somalis, nearly half of the country's population, need humanitarian assistance because of the drought.